Naomi Washington had cleaned death before. Not real death, mind you. Just the idea of it. Rich people's houses always smelled like expensive candles trying to hide something rotten underneath. But Vincent Russo's penthouse was different. Every Thursday at midnight, she arrived to clean. Every Thursday, the marble floor near his office gleamed too bright. Like someone had scrubbed it raw only hours before. Vincent never spoke to her. He'd nod once, then disappear into his study while she worked. The other maids whispered about him. Mafia boss. Killer. Monster. They refused the night shift, even for triple pay. But Naomi needed the money. Her son Marcus needed medication she couldn't afford. So she took the job nobody wanted. Tonight, she arrived early. Her bus had been ahead of schedule. She used her key, expecting silence. Instead, she heard water running. Heavy breathing. She rounded the corner and froze. Vincent Russo knelt on the marble floor in a blood-soaked shirt, scrubbing. His hands shook. His face was pale as paper. He looked up at her with eyes that held something she never expected to see in a monster. Fear. Pure, human fear. Vincent's hand moved toward his waistband. Naomi's heart stopped. She knew what happened to people who saw too much. But his hand fell away. He just stared at her, frozen, like a child caught doing something terrible. I can help, Naomi heard herself say. The words came out steady, even though her legs trembled. I've cleaned worse. That was a lie. She'd never cleaned blood. But something in his eyes made her want to save him from whatever haunted him. Vincent looked at her for a long moment, then nodded once. He stood slowly, his expensive shoes leaving red footprints on the white marble. Bathroom, he said, his voice rough. I need to clean up. While he was gone, Naomi worked. She'd researched once how to clean blood after Marcus got a nosebleed that wouldn't stop. Cold water first. Then hydrogen peroxide. Then bleach. Her hands moved with purpose, erasing evidence of whatever violence had happened here. When Vincent returned in fresh clothes, the floor gleamed. No trace remained. He stood in the doorway, watching her. You didn't run, he said quietly. Everyone runs. I got a son, Naomi said, wringing out the mop. Running don't pay his medical bills. Vincent's expression shifted. Something almost like respect flickered across his face. He walked to his bar and poured 2 glasses of whiskey. He held one out to her. Naomi hesitated, then took it. Her grandmother always said you could tell a man's soul by how he poured a drink. Vincent's hands were steady now, careful. What's your son's name? He asked. Marcus. He's 8. Got a heart condition. Naomi sipped the whiskey. It burned good going down. Needs surgery we can't afford. Vincent nodded slowly. He looked at the clean floor, then at her. You're good at this. Cleaning. I'm good at surviving, Naomi corrected. There's a difference. For the first time, Vincent almost smiled. It didn't reach his eyes, but it softened the hard lines of his face. I need someone I can trust, he said. Someone who doesn't ask questions. I need someone who pays on time, Naomi replied. I don't care about your business. My business kills people, Vincent said flatly, testing her. Naomi met his eyes. My business keeps my son alive. We all do what we must. After that night, everything changed. Vincent started staying while Naomi cleaned. He'd sit at his desk, working on papers, occasionally glancing up at her. Sometimes he'd make coffee. Always 2 cups. He'd learned she took hers black with 1 sugar. 3 weeks in, he asked about Marcus. Naomi showed him a picture on her cracked phone screen. Her son smiling despite the tubes, despite everything. Vincent stared at that photo for a long time. How much? He asked quietly. For what? The surgery. Naomi's throat tightened. 150,000. Might as well be $1 million. Vincent pulled out his phone, made a call in Italian. Rapid, harsh words. When he hung up, he looked at her. It's handled. I'll wire the money tomorrow. Naomi's legs went weak. I can't accept. You already did, Vincent interrupted. When you didn't run that first night. When you helped me. His voice dropped. When you looked at me like I was human. Tears burned Naomi's eyes. Why? Vincent turned away. Because someone should get to save their son, he said. I couldn't save mine. The silence that followed was heavy with grief. Naomi wanted to ask, wanted to understand. But Vincent's shoulders were rigid, his jaw clenched tight. Some wounds were too deep for questions. Thank you, she whispered instead. Vincent nodded once. The money comes with conditions. You work for me now. Not just cleaning. I need someone who can be trusted with secrets. What kind of secrets? The kind that get people killed if they talk. He faced her again. I'm not a good man, Naomi. I've done things that would make you hate me. But I protect what's mine. You're mine now. You and Marcus both. That means you're untouchable. The word mine should have scared her. Instead, it felt like safety. Like armor. What happened to your son? She asked softly. Vincent's face went hard as stone. He was 5. Rival family wanted to hurt me. They took him instead. His hands clenched into fists. I found them. Every single one. That's what you cleaned that first night. The last man who hurt my boy. Naomi understood then. The blood. The fear in his eyes. Not fear of consequences, but fear of becoming the monster everyone said he was. Months passed. Marcus got his surgery. The doctors called it a miracle. Naomi called it Vincent. She worked nights at the penthouse, learning the rhythm of his dark world. Men came and went. Money changed hands. Sometimes she heard screaming from the basement. She never asked about it. Vincent changed too. He started smiling more. Real smiles, not the cold ones he gave his men. He taught Marcus card tricks during hospital visits. Brought expensive toys. Acted like the father her son never had. You're getting attached, Naomi warned one night, watching him teach Marcus Italian words over video call. Too late, Vincent admitted. He looked at her with something warm and dangerous in his eyes. I'm attached to both of you. Naomi's heart stumbled. She'd felt it growing between them, this impossible thing. Attraction mixed with trust, mixed with understanding. Two broken people finding comfort in each other's damage. This can't happen, she said. Your world and mine are the same world now. Vincent stood, crossing to her. I know every reason this is wrong. I know what I am. But Naomi, you make me want to be better. His hand cupped her face, gentle despite the calluses. Despite the violence those hands had done. Naomi should have pulled away. Should have remembered who he was, what he did. Instead, she leaned into his touch. I'm 42 years old, she whispered. Got stretch marks and gray hair. You could have anyone. I want you. Vincent's thumb traced her cheekbone. I've wanted you since you didn't run. Since you looked at the monster and saw a man. He kissed her then. Soft and careful, like she was something precious. Naomi kissed him back, tasting whiskey and danger and something that felt like coming home. When they broke apart, his forehead rested against hers. I can't promise clean hands, he said. Can't promise safety or normal. But I promise you'll never want for anything. You and Marcus, you're my family now. Family, Naomi repeated. The word felt foreign. She'd been alone so long. Your people won't accept a black woman. Your enemies will use me against you. Vincent's eyes went cold. Anyone who has a problem can discuss it with me. Permanently. That should have scared her. Instead, it made her feel protected. Cherished. Seen. The next threat came from within. Vincent's underboss, Paolo, cornered Naomi in the hallway one night. You think you're special, he sneered. You're just the help. When he's done with you. Vincent appeared behind him like smoke. Finish that sentence, he said softly. I dare you. Paolo went pale. Boss, I didn't mean. You questioned what's mine. Vincent's voice was dead calm. Deadly calm. You disrespected her. That's disrespecting me. What happened next happened fast. Too fast for Naomi to stop it. Vincent's fist connected with Paolo's jaw. Once, twice, 3 times. When Paolo hit the floor, Vincent crouched beside him. "She's not the help," he said quietly. "She's family. Spread the word. The next person who looks at her wrong doesn't get a warning." Vincent stood, flexing his bloodied knuckles. He looked at Naomi, and his expression softened. "Did he touch you?" Naomi shook her head. "I'm fine. You're more than fine." Vincent took her hand. "Come on. Let's get out of here." He drove them to the coast. They sat on the hood of his car, watching waves crash in darkness. "I scared you," he said finally. "No," Naomi said honestly. "You protected me. There's a difference." Vincent looked at her, searching for disgust or fear. He only found acceptance. "I don't know how to do this," he admitted. "Normal relationship things. I've been alone since my wife died with my son." "I don't know either," Naomi confessed. "My ex left when Marcus got sick. Said he couldn't handle a broken kid." "Marcus isn't broken. He's perfect." Vincent's voice was fierce. "Any man who walks away from his child is the broken one." Naomi's eyes burned with tears. "You really mean that?" "Every word." He pulled her close. "Marry me, Naomi. Not today. Not tomorrow. But eventually. Let me be Marcus's father. Let me be your husband. Let me prove I'm more than the blood on my hands." Naomi laughed through tears. "You're crazy." "About you." "Absolutely." He kissed her temple. "I know my world is dark. I know what I ask is unfair. But with you I see light. With Marcus, I remember what I'm fighting for. You make me human again." Naomi turned in his arms. "Then yes. Eventually, when the time is right, yes." 2 years later, Naomi stood in Vincent's penthouse wearing a white dress. Not a wedding dress. Just something simple and beautiful. Marcus stood beside Vincent in a tiny suit, holding the rings. "You cleaned up nice," she teased Vincent. "Learned from the best." He smiled, taking her hands. "You taught me that even the bloodiest floors can be made clean again. That even monsters can be saved." The ceremony was small. Just Vincent's most trusted men, all of whom now called Naomi Senora, with genuine respect. Marcus beamed as he handed over the rings. "I love you," Vincent said, sliding the ring on her finger. "My cleaner. My conscience. My everything." "I love you too," Naomi replied. "My monster. My protector. My home." They kissed while Marcus cheered. Later, after everyone left, the 3 of them stood on the balcony overlooking the city. Vincent held Marcus on one hip, his other arm around Naomi. "We're really a family now," Marcus said sleepily. "We've been a family since your mama didn't run," Vincent replied. "Since she saw the worst of me and stayed anyway." Naomi leaned into him. "Best job I ever took. Best choice I ever made," Vincent agreed, "was letting you see me.